Hello everyone, my name is Johannes Pedersen. I am a partner in NORD Architects. It's me in the image to the right. We're a company based in Copenhagen, Denmark, and we try to design our projects with empathy. And the way of doing that is that we try to involve stakeholders, users, relatives, organizations in the design process, and we developed special methods and tools to cater that process. Denmark, small country in Scandinavia. We are a country with a strong public sector, and when you see what we spend our money on in the Danish society, it's mainly within the healthcare, education, and social sector. So it's within these fields that we feel it's a huge potential for doing architecture and new innovations. And especially because when we see on the aging population in Denmark and globally, we have to find new ways of cater our welfare services, building in new ways. And you see what precious is welfare state at the moment is many factors: globalization, climate change, changes in demographics, but also a greater expectation for public and individual welfare. So the traditionally Scandinavian welfare model, where you have a strong public sector at the top and a private sector and a civil society, is gradually changing now into new alliances and new partnerships. Also, when we see the architecture for the aging population, and especially the COVID-19 have sort of emphasized the need to do new innovations within the field. We design for healthy aging, both when it comes to the home care, where we are building homes for that are fitted for future aging, but we also build care homes. So it's sort of the whole range there. And when we do urban planning or neighborhoods, we try to plan for intergenerational housing and also a plan layout that are age friendly and age integrated. So we'll start telling about some projects which we call centers of excellences, that are meeting the demands of an aging population in different ways. The first project is one we made in Copenhagen, which is a health and cancer center. It's a result of a healthcare reform in Denmark in 2007, where rehabilitation processes were taken over by the local governments and municipals. So this center here is providing the rehabilitation and training for elderly and cancer patients. But what's interesting about it is that we have also outdoor facilities for training and recreation, but they are also accessible for other communities and neighbors and kindergartens and so on. The center itself is an example of a new partnership between public, civic, and private sector. You have a long range of private enterprises doing counseling and so on. You have the municipal that are responsible for the rehabilitation, and you have a lot of people working volunteer from the civic society. This is the entrance situation. You actually enter a dining table in a lounge area here. You have a closed courtyard here. And same thing for the next project, which is urban hospice in the center of Copenhagen, which again take the stigma out of the last days in your life, that you can actually be in an urban setting at a villa road, and be close to your relatives and being met with dignity. So this is also a result of this small centers of excellences that are popping up in Denmark. The next couple of projects are more another tendency in Denmark, where you see you cluster different functions together. This is a project actually in Norway we are just finishing, which contains long-term care homes, the doctor center, dentist center, childcare center, and so on. So it's an integrated typology with the city, where we were inspired by Norwegian typology of cluster houses. But we designed it like an efficient modern institution. So these are fresh images from the building sites. Another example here from Denmark, where we actually combined the municipal's rehabilitation center and also their center for home care, which all the staff for the local home care are situated. Into one building, again developed in close collaboration with the staff and organization. So again, the architecture here in this low budget project is emphasizing the different functions that are meeting different demands, and also sharing facilities and creating professional synergies. This is also a project. This is a project in Norway that are also trying to combine different needs for the local area. So here you have a star-shaped building with a central atrium, where we have two branches here for dementia patients, two branches for normal long-term care units, and then you have one for senior housing, more fit elderly that can stay here. This is also a project that is just recently finished, so these are fresh images from the site. So as you can see here, enclosed courtyards and courtyards on rooftop terraces and so on. Another tendency is that we see that a lot of senior communities are being built in Denmark at the moment. People 65 plus that has a need for smaller apartments, but they want more common facilities. So this is a type of projects that are being built all over Denmark at the moment, where the priority is to have a community and get more larger common facilities. So I will briefly tell you about 3 dementia villages that we are working on at the moment. This is a project in southern France, in Dax, that we recently finished this summer. It's situated in a really beautiful natural setting. The principle here is that we actually are creating a border in the landscape, so it's not super visible, but they have a sense of freedom within this area. We planned the area with having beautiful pathways between the different housing units, and the concept here is to have 4 living clusters that then again are broken down to 4 units, and each unit has a common area and then individual apartments. And then we have this large common area which is inspired from a French urban typology called a Bastide, where we have common facilities. And the principle with this project is that you start to get a relation to the area before you move in, when your dementia is gradually developing, and you will have your doctor's appointment, cultural arrangements, and so on in this area. And also the neighboring areas are being invited in to take part in events and using facilities here in the common area. So here's an image we made of the Bastide, where you have then a grocery shop, hairdresser, doctor's appointment, cultural house, and so on. And these are fresh, newly images from the finished project here. You can see still a building site, but a long range of functions are then placed alongside the urban square. And the small units, again, it's built in with inspiration from a local building typology and with local materials, these roof tiling and so on. So the elderly will sort of definitely feel themselves comfortable, and it's a recognizable environment for them. And I forgot to say that of course they have a wine bar in the Bastide. Next project is also Alzheimer's Village in Oslo, Norway, that we are working at the moment. And it's a different concept. It's a one large building complex with different. We have different housing units. We have enclosed small courtyards. We have designed again with a lot of a great toolbox that we have of knowledge to do how to design towards people with cognitive difficulties. And as you see here, it's on a sloping site here, which allowed us to create a looping rooftop terrace. And as you all know, the looping figure is a good figure for dementia patients because they can walk and walk. And this rooftop terrace is, we are engaging local community to take part in volunteering to maintain the garden aspects here. We also have a little street in the Dementia Village where we place restaurants, hairdressers, foot therapy, and so on. And we also have three signature buildings: a culture house, a greenhouse, and an administrational building, which also serves as sort of wayfinding points for them. So same concept here, that we have very homely units here, a common area that caters 8 apartments, and you can go directly into this enclosed secure courtyard. So the next project I tell about is a project in Denmark called City for Life, or Coexistence Village. Again, this is a larger project where we try to integrate long-term care facilities, but also integrated with other housing units for all age group. So basically, we have a long-term care facility here, and then you have small clusters of housing for different age groups, and it's all tied together with this again looping figure in the center, which the elderly then can find themselves navigate in. And which is special here is that each unit has a common facility that they share with the whole area, and also they work as wayfinding points for the elderly here. So here you see the yellow brick road that we made, and again the different housing clusters with the share facilities. As you can see here, the share facilities are signature buildings. So again, here is about to try to plan for a social sustainability, really, that you have the care center, you have senior collective, age integrated housing, you have transitional housing, which is housing for elderly that needs a little bit of service, you have student housing, family housing, daycare institutions, and shops and some services. So basically the whole area is about being age integrated and taking the stigma out of aging, and trying to create social synergies with between the different housing clusters. So again, I hope you enjoyed the talk and the examples, and I will be happy to take questions and discuss afterwards. Thank you very much.